play football ever again, then I might not be ready for week 1, 2, 3, or 4.
His mom was the only one that sat through the entire surgery. And she said, I'm telling you right now, Tony, the doctors, they're going to have to hold him back. I know my son. They're going to have to hold him back.
The Lord told me there's greater. There's greater coming. As he goes through yet another test at 23, it's going to be greater.
30 minutes after he woke up, he looked at me and he said, Tony, I got 3 questions for you. I said, okay, Griff, what is it? He asked me, when was the start of training camp? Then I told him. He asked me, when was the week of the first preseason game? And I told him. Then there was a long pause. And he looked at me really seriously. And he asked, when's the week of the first game? I told him. And he ended up putting it on his phone. And he made it his password. Oh, yeah. His mom looked at me and said, I told you. I told you. 5 days post-op.
The morning after the surgery, they were already having to hold me back because I was trying to walk. You know, I was trying to do straight leg raises, bend my knee as far as I could, and I didn't do anything to hurt myself. But they knew that I was going to be a guy that they're going to have to hold the reins on, as opposed to a guy that they're going to have to push in the back to go do something.
You can just see his drive and his motivation. He wanted to be independent. You know right there that, all right, he's got a goal in mind.
If you think you want something, let it get taken away from you. It humbles you. And I already had that humbling experience.
12:35 on the clock, first quarter. Scoreless, Baylor and Northwestern State. Starts the option to the right side. Griffin will keep, and he'll be hit and hammered to the ground, and Griffin is very slow getting up.
You know, when I went out there and he was on the ground, I asked him, did he hear a pop? He said, yes, and I had a pretty good feeling that it was not good.
Before I tore my ACL at Baylor, I didn't love football. I played because I was good, enjoyed the locker room, I enjoyed being around the guys, but I didn't love the sport. And when I tore it, I had to make a decision. I decided that I was going to play football. The other option was go be a lawyer or go train to get back ready for track. I chose football, and when I made that decision, I made the decision to love the game. You got to believe that something else is down the road for you. And after the first injury, it was leading Baylor to a lot of wins in a bowl game.
Touchdown, Baylor.
You know, God always has a plan for you no matter what.
It is my pleasure to announce that the 2011 winner of the Heisman Trophy is Robert Griffin III, Rgiii.
Great things only come with great effort, and we've certainly worked for this. To my family, to my friends, to my teammates, to the city of Copper's Cove, thank you for all your love and support through the tough times like knee surgeries and glorious moments like this one. Come back to Copper's Cove, Texas. Brings back a lot of memories, but I have to say this tops it all off. You know, to be sitting here on the couch in the house that I lived in for, 12 years, growing up as a kid. Whew, and this is my room. My old room with the kitty wallpaper, the signs from Baylor that my mom did. We got the trophies. There's the Panther that was not mine, but my mom put it in my room for some reason. The TV, the Bulls banner, the Jordan jersey, my speed suit from summer track, my Baylor freshman year jersey. It's awesome to come home. It's amazing how small it is compared to what it felt like when I was growing up. Man, crazy. Being a military kid, I moved around a bunch. I was born in Japan, lived in Olympia, Washington, moved to New Orleans, lived in Alabama, Texas. When I got to Texas at 7 years old, it was just something we did. You know, you call out the fastest guy in school and you race him. And I did that every day. And I lost every day. When I was 7 and when I was 8. And then when I was 9, I challenged that guy to a race. And I beat him every time since then. And it was something just in me, and I think I got it from both my mom and my dad.
If you have a winning attitude that I'm going to go in here, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be the best at it, you can conquer anything. You have to have that in you, though. That is not something that can be taught. It's a drive. Either you have it or you don't.
We were the ones that were instilling things in them, trying to get them to look beyond what people can actually see. You know, have that faith that you can achieve something that you may try to limit you to.
We started doing track and field at 11. My husband read everything he could read up on hurling, and then he read up on the diet that you should have for a track athlete. He had Robert on that diet, and Robert saw that each race he ran, he was getting faster and he was getting stronger.
Around 14 to 18, I would stay with him every summer training because we were running AAU track. And Ms. Griffin always brought him lunch. Looking back, that mattered. They instilled it in him right at an early age.
The rest is history. He believed, and he still believes.
You've had no patellofemoral issues, nothing in that kneecap,
Well,
any patellar issues?
That's the reason it's shaking.
Yeah. Is it pain right there?
It's pain, but it's not unbearable pain. So.
Yeah.
This, every day, except for Sunday. Take Sundays off. Takes hard work to get back.
RDL next. So switching gears a little bit, get off the quad, get back on the hamstring for a little bit.
You have to win with the will that you have within yourself. You have to say, I'm going to get this done. No one is going to do it better. That is what Robert is. He's going to win because inside of him tells him to do so.
Land even. You got to spend the next 3 months or so really getting that symmetrical, though, before we start really getting after it.
Yeah.
Come June, though, man. Game on.
Exactly.